Hi everybody, and welcome to another episode of FLsun 3D. I'm your host Fergie, and today, exciting day, very rare day. We don't get a chance to do this very often. Today is an unboxing, that's right. We get to unbox the FLsun QQ Cricut Delta printer. This is a printer that I did see on Chris's channel, and I was intrigued, and so I did wait like a month or so, just to make sure I had good experiences with it. Checked it out, said, hey Chris, how's this looking? And then went ahead and pulled the trigger, went to Amazon and ordered it, and today we get to unbox it. So let's get to it. A lot of this is supposed to be already pre-made, pre-assembled, so let's take a look at what we got inside, and then we'll assemble everything that's not pre-assembled, of course. So let me go and open it up. Okay, right. Now the box is a little damaged. This side right here seemed to be disconnected, like it had been dropped or fell on this side. So I'm hoping that it's okay. It's pretty well packaged, so it should be cushioned pretty well. Although we have a manual, which is good. Okay, inside we got a bunch of stuff here. I have all the arms here. Arms are already connected to the extruder, and then those in turn are already connected to the base here. Go. So there's a base. You have cables already pre-wired. You have a boat into it to get it to it. I've got bag of tools. I've got power cord, US power cord. I've got another wire. It says wire covering, we'll see what that is. And I've got some gloves, I've got some cables to program, just various spare parts right here. Alright, just going to take this all apart. This is the easiest way to get this out. So it's in two sections. I have a section here, a section here. Oh, and I have the rails here. Okay, so let me get these all out. I've got a bunch of rods here. Alright, what is this? This is, looks like a spool holder here. Let's take this out. So this is the top. It says FLsun, okay? That's good. That's the extruder motor right there, already in place. So this must be the base. Oh, PLA, look at this. Okay, this is kind of cute. I've got a tiny, tiny little spool of PLA, which is kind of cool. Looks like a black PLA. It's actually kind of a cool spool. I think I'll keep that for samples when I get my maker box, because it's pretty awesome. Okay, so far it's been all plastic, or I'm sorry, all metal, which is great. We're going to take this up. This must be the base. And the base is pretty heavy. There we go. Alright. Get rid of the box. Put the base down. Alright. Make sure I'm not pinching any wires. So what I have here is the hot end, which is down here, ready to go. The arms are already connected, and it looks like I just had to put the upright rods and then run the little cable, ribbon wires through, because they're already run through. All I have to put is put tension in there. They're already connected. So let me do some assembling and we'll come right back. Now, after you put the top on, tighten these down. They say don't tighten very tight, just almost like finger tight, just to hold them in place. You're going to take the drive belts for each one of these, and there's a pulley at the end of it. So you take the pulley, make sure it doesn't twist, and stick it through the top of the printer here. And they have 3 screws that are going to screw from the top down and hold those in place. So each one of these has a drive motor at the very bottom down here, and then a pulley up top so we can move it up and down as it needs to. After you get everything connected, you take the cable that comes out of the base and then the cable that comes from the top, and you connect them on the very top using a cannon plug, and then the motor for the extruder actually goes through this hole and then around to where the extruder motor is here. Everything on here seems to have a place. It's kind of really well thought out and engineered. So it's fully assembled and ready to go. A couple quick notes here. They did come with 3 kind of plugs. I had the regular plug, which is already plugged in. I have a European plug, and I do have a data cable, which is kind of cool. As far as tools go, you get your standard tool to take it off the build plate, small screwdriver, really a high quality set of side cutters. They're their brand name. And coolest of all, they give you a pair of tweezers. I've never gotten a pair of tweezers before with a printer, so it's pretty cool. Just going to take this off. Now, let's go and take a look at top. There we go. I have a spool holder in there. Spool holder is kind of flimsy. I'll probably replace that with an ender style. And the filament does feed into a hole here, which is right above the extruder motor. And don't forget to tighten your screws here, because remember, these weren't all the way tight. After you put in the side pieces, these, you want to go and tighten everything up. So let's go ahead and take, let's get this ready to run. Here we go, we're back, please. So first we remove the protector on the plate, which is nice. Really sticky. And we remove the tape covering that's on the screen. Let's see if I can get a piece here. Come on. There we go. If I can get a piece. It doesn't go all the way to the edge. So, getting it up could be a problem. Let's take a pair of tweezers here and get it. Now look at that, tweezers came in handy. So here we go. One big piece. Excellent. Alright, so we got that set up. The power button, as you can see, is going to be right here. And let's check 110 or 220. Let's see where that is here. There should be a voltage switch somewhere on here. Let's see if it's over here. There we go. And it is not. You know what I didn't see? I didn't see a memory card. I think I'm going to have to use my own memory card on this. They did not include one. Let me find out where the voltage selector is here. Okay, we're back. I just got finished opening up the bottom, finding the voltage selector switch and changing it from 220 to 110. So, nothing. It is a dead printer. This is DOA. So everything else looked good, going together looked good, but it's not running, so I'm going to have to call or contact FLsun to find out why it's not going. So yeah, this is my first DOA printer. Definitely not happy about that. Okay, so I opened the back, the bottom, found on the power supply where I can change it to 110. While I was in there, I noticed that there was a wire that wasn't connected to anything. I looked around and I looked around, and then I discovered that it was the power button had become unplugged. These printers are coming from China. It's a rough trip, and the box that I had was damaged a little bit on one corner. So whenever you get this, any printer, really, you want to go ahead, you want to make sure that you make sure all the nuts and bolts are really tight and no loose wires. So let's go ahead and see if we can turn this on. Okay, well, I got a blue light, which is good. And what's going on here? Nothing else. So let's go ahead and hit the button. And it says, look at that, booting FLsun. Now this reminds me of the JG 5. It's kind of the same buttons as I was seeing on that. It has it set by tools, set and print. Let's go to tools. Let's go to move. Nope, I'm looking for home here. So I hit auto level. Now we hit auto level. That's going all the way to the top. And it's trying to align it so it's all the way at the top. And then it uses a probe electronically detecting current as it does mesh leveling. So you only have to do this once. The bed doesn't move, it's not adjustable. The head does the mesh leveling. Alright, where's it going? It's going to take a minute or two as it goes back and forth, measuring the positions of all the way up and then dropping all the way down and double checking to make sure the bed's still where it should be with everything on the top. So there it goes again. And it goes to the top. So it's going to go up and down, but you only have to do this once. We'll go ahead and do its thing, and then we'll take a look at the first print. I'm doing my first test print. It said the word vase. I assumed it was a simple vase going around, but if you can take a look at the level of detail of this thing, it is ridiculous and pretty amazing. It's got a central hole, all those little fins around it. I'm curious to see how it's going to come out. Okay, so the first was the vase. As you can see, this vase, which was pre-cut and pre-sliced for me, came out really well. It's all fins along the top here, as you can see. The fins came out great. There's no stringing in between the fins, and they go pretty deep. I mean, you know, this is like an inch or so deep on these fins. Really nice and solid. I like this a lot. So this came out good. We did a benchy, of course. Benchy's great. Not Ender quality, but there's no salmon skin. There's no stringing. There are no zits at all. Good detail. Bottom could be a little bit better. I'll have to work on bed adhesion, but that's not too bad. I did a regular vase here. Just a twisted vase. Once again, no stringing and no zitting, no salmon skin. The layers are good. They're not great, but they're pretty good. So for a general purpose printer, this worked really well. The last thing I printed was a shark. So my tolerances and articulation, really good. No problems with that. So all in all, I'm really happy with this printer. This is the FLsun QQ Cricut. It's a Delta printer with a self-leveling mesh bed using a electrical induction system, which is pretty unique. Printing quality is very good, not up to Ender standards, but I mean, it prints as good as a CR10, and the build plate is almost as big as a CR10, so those are big pluses in my book. Now, some of the downsides to this, the first one is to go from 220 to 110, which you have to do. You've got to open it up, you've got to go to find the power supply, you've got to go to the switch, which is tucked away in a corner, like in between all the electronics, to switch it to 110. Also, the QC and build quality is not as good as I would expect it to be. The wire going from the power button to the motherboard was too short, so I had to cut and splice it. So make sure you're a maker or have some experience before you get this, because the build quality is not great, but it's not like daunting. It's not something that's going to make it just a dead machine. Something you can easily get past, rewire, put in yourself, and then keep on going. And then I expect years and years and years of really high quality prints coming from my printer. Now, full exposure is, I bought this myself with my own money. This is not a demo unit or something someone gave me. I saw it on another channel, which is Today's 3D Print, Chris's channel, and then bought it from Amazon. They said it would take about 6 to 8 weeks to get. It only took about 3, so shipping was great. Putting it together was very simple, but don't rely on the instructions. Definitely watch the video. The instructions are mostly in Chinese and the pictures are very small, very bad quality. Watch the video. You get through it within like 30 minutes. So definitely a buy. Well, I hope you enjoyed this issue of Average Joe's 3D. As always, subscribe below so we can continue to grow the channel. And you guys have a great day.